This is the Ryder and Lisa podcast.
You're hearing more and more about these look-alike contests. What have we had so far? The Timothée Chalamet one.
Jeremy Allen White.
The winner was somebody dressed as a chef, but then this guy shows up last minute. They already announced the winner. He was dressed as Lip from Shameless, and he should have won. He literally looked exactly like him, but it was just like Lip. He would show up late. It was kind of perfect. Anyway.
Lines up, yeah.
So there's a new one coming soon. The Zendaya look-alike contest.
Okay.
This is actually starting to get interesting to me. But what I find strange is who's organizing this. Is somebody just posting in their local community group, and then all of a sudden it just seems like a random person is organizing it. There's no microphone involved. Who are the judges? Because they usually have like the top five, and then they line them up just in a park somewhere. I'm like, this isn't even like a huge spectacle.
No. Like the prize is like 15% off at
Subway.
15% off a footlong. Yeah, exactly.
It's so random, but they keep going viral. So Zendaya's the next one, and then we'll keep you posted if we know of any others following that. The United States Postal Service announced that they have a new stamp. It's not out yet.
Hold on.
It's not out yet.
Sorry. I'd just like to let you know I'm really bored.
This is a cool stamp.
Well, get to the good part.
Betty White stamp.
Okay. Now you got me.
We lost her in late December of 2021, which, by the way, was 3 weeks before her 100th birthday.
Yeah, still pissed about that she
So
never
mad.
made the 100.
I'm also mad that they're coming out with a stamp now. Why didn't we do this when she was still around? She'd be pumped about a stamp.
Yeah, you're right. An elderly person would be pumped about their very own stamp for sure.
It's so true. Apparently, when she was on SNL, she's the first ever host that ever got a standing ovation at the after party. And at that party, she ordered a vodka and a hot dog and stayed till the bitter end. Betty White, party animal. I miss her.
That is cute, eh?
Yeah.
You know what? I would have liked to see her get the stamp while she was still around and still with us. But she, out of any celebrity, I feel like did get her flowers. Like when she was around. You know what I mean? Like
she knew she was loved.
Exactly like you just said. The only person to ever get a standing O at the after party. She definitely knew how much she was appreciated, I would think.
She got her stamp.
Yeah. I just read a great recap online about the Tyson-Paul fight. It said, I want to go in a time machine back to 1998 and try to convince people that in 2024, a nearly 60-year-old Mike Tyson will be fighting a kid from Disney Channel over the World Wide Web via the company that rents DVDs via mail. And I thought that was a pretty good take.
What did you think about the fight?
I was happy to see Mike Tyson walk away unhurt. I thought he had a chance. All the hype videos leading up to it made it look like he still had that tiger in him, and it was sad to watch him just chew on his gloves and be a cute old man.
Stop.
I'm just so happy he didn't get hurt and that he got his bag.
And the fights leading up to it were pretty awesome.
Oh, man. That Amanda versus Katie fight right before was insane.
The fact that Amanda lost by 1 point and she was the one that had the huge gash on her face, I'm like, let her have the dub. Did you hear what Beyonce is getting up to on Christmas Day?
Probably opening some really expensive gifts.
No.
That I could only dream of.
Beyonce is going to be performing the halftime show at an NFL game on Christmas Day on Netflix. It's the Ravens-Texans game. Since when are NFL games on Netflix? What is happening?
Right?
Is it going to buffer?
Like the fight did, yeah.
They really need to work on that because people were outraged.
Well, you had to like exit the fight and then go back in for it to seem to click and work. But...
Yeah, but lots of people were watching it at bars and stuff. And if the manager was all like stressed out, they don't know to go out and then back in again.
Good point.
Apparently, there was one location that was walking around telling everyone to start watching it on their phones. I don't want to laugh, but that's how inconvenient it is. So hopefully they get everything in order for Christmas Day.
The only good news if it buffered during a Beyonce show is if like she was doing a really sexy kick at the time that it buffered or something, you know?
Like how she's in that Levi's commercial, like bending down to take her pants off to put them in the washing machine. If like it paused on something like that, everyone would be like, nice.
Yeah, I'd watch that for a couple hours. We like to recap how the weekend went by discussing important lessons that were learned over the weekend. Did you learn anything important? I learned that Pauly Shore is as sweet and hilarious as I was hoping he would be.
Ryder opened for Pauly Shore over the weekend. You said it's probably your best stand-up set you've ever done. Like, the most confident you felt on stage.
Yeah, the second one, there was two. The first, I felt like I was just shaking some dust off still, but it still went great. The crowd was awesome.
Oh, great.
And then the second one just felt like, I don't know, lightning in a bottle. Is that the expression?
I don't know. Probably.
Something was going right up there, and I think it's just confidence, yeah.
I was going to say, did you stall at all? Was there any point during the second set that you were like, oh, what's next again? Because that's my biggest fear with stand-up.
No, neither of the sets. I missed some jokes.
That's okay.
In both sets, but nobody knows that, right?
Right. Well, exactly.
But Pauly Shore was so kind and sweet, and like, you know how he is in movies? Mm-hmm. He's just like that. I thought it was always like his characters, but he's just, they've built these characters in those movies around what he's actually like. Like, I was about to go on, and he made me sit beside him and watch videos on Facebook and Instagram of just funny stuff that he's found recently.
And I bet in your mind, you're like, dude, I cannot be focusing on this right now. I need to get out there.
I was on in like 10 seconds.
I love that. And you know what's great is after your second set, he told you how great you did before he went on. Because there was a comedian in between the two of you, Sterling Scott, who we know and love. That just goes to show how great you did because you're hyping the crowd up for his performance. Mm-hmm. If you crapped the bed, he would not be kind to you because now he's got to go out there and try and save face. Do you know what I mean? Like, people are paying to be here. So if you're good, that means he's going to do even better.
Well, and even the way he just like gave me the nod of approval was so Pauly Shore-y because he's like, it. Bro, amazing.
Leaning Tower of Cheese. Bro,
that set was amazing.
I love it. Okay, we want to hear from you. What did you learn this weekend? We'll get into this next. Text us, give us a call, whatever you want.
You have some bold food takes occasionally.
No, I'm just like kind of a picky eater, I think. So we were discussing things we learned over the weekend. And I said, I learned that when you need a ride somewhere, I should be more positive about it because me leaving the house equals me stopping at McDonald's and getting 2 burgers for myself.
Sick.
So you just got to be a glass half full type of person.
Yeah, if anybody needs a ride somewhere.
Maybe I'll be passing by a fast food place that I quite enjoy, and it's been a while since I've been there.
All right, I'm going to start asking you for rides more. Anytime I need a DD, I'll just bring up, you'll be
passing by a Wendy's.
There's a Carl's Jr. on the way. Okay, so that is what started the conversation. Good lesson that you learned this weekend.
Yes.
But then we started discussing some other foods, and I was like, hey, but you didn't have any of that soup in the fridge that I asked you to help me finish. Because when I make chili stew soup, I make a lot.
You make too much is what it is.
That's the point. You make enough that, like, it can be one of your meals for the next 3 or 4 days.
Does anyone else think that leftovers start to get a little bit icky after, like, 2 days, though? Because
not soup.
Yeah, soup, too, especially if there's meat in it. Because then it gathers all that fat at the top. It's just difficult to look at and reheat. That's just me. I'm sorry.
So this is what I'm saying about you have some ridiculous food takes. So you refuse to eat soup that was roughly 48 hours after it had been made.
Because it had meat in it.
Because it had meat in it. And then the other hot take you had this morning was I mentioned that Red Lobster CEO has said that endless shrimp is never returning.
And I said, who cares? It's microwaved anyway.
Which isn't the case. Like, the shrimp is grilled in butter. It is deep fried. Some of the other versions of the shrimp that you can get. Yeah. So I don't know what part of that is microwaved, but that's why you don't want to go to Red Lobster.
I like their biscuits. I would go for biscuits.
But there's things on the menu. I have heard that some of the seafood they microwave, but if they feel like that brings out the best product, like what's the difference?
Saves time.
One of your favorite dishes in the city is the spinach dip at Montana's.
Yes.
That is the same spinach dip as was at Kelsey's, and that was microwave.
That's fine. It's a cheese dip.
They make a big batch. They have it ready to go in the different serving platters, and then they microwave it when somebody wants one.
Am I crazy? Can I get some support on the text line here? Like, what? My food takes are valid. Although I do think it is kind of strange that I said no to your beef soup, but then I went and got 2 burgers instead. I was like, this is a better choice.
Yeah, I get if you would have been a planetarian or whatever they call themselves, that not just a vegetarian, not just a vegan, but like the people that have strong opinions against meat. I think there's a name for them as well.
Oh.
If that's your reasoning, I understand.
Okay. Both
Red Lobster and the soup. But it's a little bit ridiculous. Am I wrong?
Am I wrong? Who is making more sense to you right now? Quick poll on the text line.
It's Play 107 with Ryder and Lisa. It looks like there are a few people on your side.
A few? There's lots of people on my side. Thank you very much.
2. JP and Viddy.
No, there is more than that. Andrea's on my side. Who else?
That's it.
That might be it.
Everybody else supporting me. Listen, you got to get over if you're not a vegetarian, you have to learn how to eat soup with meat in it.
I like soup with meat in it. I do not like leftover soup with meat in it.
Unless what if somebody heated it for you?
I was just going to say, unless I don't see the heat up process. If I don't see the cooking process, I'm good.
Even when I made the ground beef, though, I drained it and rinsed it just to get all the fat off so that it wouldn't be hard for you, even though it tasted worse, the soup.
You're very sweet.
Because of that process.
You're very kind.
Thank you.
I don't want to eat it tonight. I know you're going to say there's still some in the fridge.
Today's the last day.
I'm not interested. Thank you, though. You eat it.
I've been eating it like...
Ryder smells like barley. He's been eating so much beef and barley soup.
Because you won't do it.
Exactly. And I think that's great. You're glowing.
I'm glowing from the
You're
high sodium barley soup that I made. The thing is, most of this stuff is hearty that you are refusing to eat leftovers of.
I'm fine. I got fiber gummies. I drink colon broom in the morning. I'm good. Ryder, that's normal. A lot of people are like me. Look at the text line. 3 people agreed with me out of the hundreds of texts. I got 3 people supporting me.
Curtis says, with grocery prices, you have to go Ryder's route. It's too expensive. And it's true.
I'm aware of that, but I just swipe my credit card and I close my eyes. It's fake money.
I am so thankful that I don't oversee your income. Or even see anything.
It's funny you say that because my financial advisor, I always tell him when he logs into my banking stuff, I'm like, don't look at what I bought on my credit card. He's like, I don't judge. I was like, no, you'll judge. Skip the dishes, skip the dishes, skip the dishes, skip the dishes, skip the dishes.
Wow, there's perfectly good soup in the fridge. Tell me about Facebook. What happened?
So I get a text from my buddy and he goes, influencer. It's a screenshot that says Lisa follows, oh my God, yes, the ultimate binge watch for women's pleasure. I'm like, I've never even heard of that. I wrote back, I said, what? What is this? And then I searched them. Yeah, I like the page. But then if you go to unlike it, there's no button to unlike it. It's a forced like.
No, hold on.
I'm not joking.
What did the original message from him say?
It says, Lisa follows, oh my God, yes. So then when I went to the page, I couldn't unlike it.
Yeah, no, but you don't like the page. You follow the page. You just need to unfollow the page.
Oh. I ended up just blocking them. I was mad. But I don't remember following it.
Does it feel like you're maybe aging? Don't we all have older people in our lives that will write nice set on a picture and then it pops up for other people and you're like, Uncle?
I've always been amused by that, though. When you are scrolling your Facebook and it's like an adult site. And same thing. It says Jeremy likes this. I'm like, what? You liked that on Facebook? It's in your pages section? That's weird to me.
Yeah, even the fact that there's a comment section on some adult site videos.
And there's so many comments. You're like, who is taking time out of their day to comment on this? We're getting a new Lindsay Lohan Christmas movie. They strategically placed that right beside the live Mike Tyson, Jake Paul fight countdown because they knew that people would be waiting for the fights, but then that would catch their eye and they'd be like, oh my gosh, there's a new Lindsay Lohan movie coming. Let's go.
Yeah, all super hardcore Mike Tyson fans are definitely into Lindsay Lohan Christmas movies. Like, they just go hand in hand.
I laughed out loud at her last Netflix movie, the rom-com Irish Wish, which
It
by the way,
was good.
I laughed out loud. I was like, she's funny. She's back. We are so back. Anyway, I watched Hot Frosty over the weekend, which is another really cheesy Christmas movie that's now out on Netflix. It's so bad.
Hot Frosty, if I'm not mistaken, is about a snowman that melts and turns into a hot dude.
Yeah.
And you thought that might be good?
Well, I knew it would be bad, but I enjoy a good bad movie. But it has 88% on Rotten Tomatoes, which, side note, whenever I tell people that something has a high score on Rotten Tomatoes, a lot of people don't know that that's a good thing because the site is called Rotten Tomatoes. They think that having a high score means it's bad.
Yeah.
Which is misleading.
I bet they wish they would have came up with a different name, to be honest.
I agree. Like
Yeah.
fresh tomatoes.
Exactly. Italian tomatoes.
Right off the vine tomatoes. A little bit of salt on the tomatoes.com. No, but I watched it and it is terrible. It also makes no sense. Like, he melts away and he's a human and he speaks English, but he's asking her what certain words mean.
Yo!
What?
Spoiler!
That's not a spoiler.
Yeah, I was going to watch that tonight.
No, you weren't.
No, I wasn't. Why did we switch from just having soap beside the sink in a bathroom to the soap and the lotion? And why are they in the exact same looking containers? And when you go to read them, there's the handwriting so small you can't tell which is soap and which is lotion, so you take a chance. And then it ends up being lotion, and you got to wash your hands for 4 minutes to get the stupid lotion you didn't want to wash off, just so that you can then add soap and wash it.
Okay, so I understand the frustration, as it is a thing where when you buy soap, a lot of the times it's a 2-pack and it comes with lotion. A lot of people have dry hands when they're in the washer.
Just buy the soap.
No. The 2-pack is aesthetically pleasing, and it should be common sense that the one closer to the sink is obviously the soap. Always.
Well, who decided that?
I just think that that is a natural thing that everyone knows. It doesn't.
Not everyone knows it, and trust me when I say that. I would say most people are clueless to that little fact. Or, you know what we could do? Just clearly label the bottles. Why can't one just say soap on it? Just that's it. Then I'll know the other one's lotion.
I'm just really happy to find out that you wash your hands.
One of the biggest Instagram accounts in the city, Yag Wave, which if you know, you definitely know about it. If you don't, it's a news source
Kind of.
that doesn't really seem to do much validation of news stories. They'll just take what people send them and immediately post it as if it's news. And there's been a couple issues with that. Well, lots of them. One of them being, for example, when there was what looked to be an active shooter at West Edmonton Mall a year and a half or so ago. They were posting like people's encounters and saying like its whereabouts, and the police are like, we don't want this person knowing where the police presence is.
Right.
So please quit posting while we're actively trying to make sure nobody dies. So that was just one of the examples of how this can go wrong.
Yeah,
You know?
well, and a lot of the news stories that they post were like from direct messages from people. So it was like a one-sided situation, not a lot of like journalism before putting all of the information out there. So there were a lot of flaws with it, but it's been taken down or removed recently.
And when you do look at newsrooms, they'll take a lot of heat if they end up posting something without doing the proper research. And they have different things that they got to go through. Like they got to get 2 or 3 different reliable sources telling them that it's true. And I mean, it's the same as sports. There's guys online that will claim a trade's happened.
Yep.
They'll get a bunch of traction for it, and then it didn't. So that's why you usually follow the trusted sources. So that might be one of the issues here with why Yagwave got taken down.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm just kind of excited to have a little stretch here where I can log onto Instagram and not feel like I'm forced to go and check out a comment section that I'm then disappointed by how many people are just openly racist in comment sections from our city. Like, it really grossed me out. And it might only be the loudest 10 in the comment section, but they all like each other's comments and they all get boosted.
Yeah.
Deport them. Things like that. And it's disgusting. And it's just in your face that racism's an issue, which is an important reminder that it's still happening. You know, I don't want to have blinders on to it, but it is going to be a refreshing stretch of time before it gets put back into place. Like, and I understand that they don't want to monitor comment sections because that's kind of their shtick. They want you go about, you discuss.
Mm-hmm.
But they almost were leading people into being racist, like asking the question, do you think this is a win or a loss? And the main things that they'd be posting were stuff that would incline someone to go who has racially charged motivation to go and comment. And I hate it.
Yeah.
It was annoying. And so we'll see what ends up happening. I do appreciate that there was a site that was posting so many things that were happening in the city, though.
Yeah.
Because you talk about like journalistic integrity. Mm-hmm. You look at the newsrooms in the city right now, and they are down to skin and bones. Like there is hardly anyone left in these newsrooms to go out and find out what's going on in the city in these stories. So there's got to be a happy medium there somewhere. It's too bad that they didn't have a bit more journalistic integrity when it comes to Yagwave to dig in to see both sides of the story before they post and things like that. But also it started as just an Instagram account.
Yeah, and it was awesome at first. I really enjoyed the fact that I was like, oh, this is like
happening right now.
This accident is happening right now.
Yeah.
It's good to know about this because it's hard to get sources like that.
Mm-hmm.
On the spot while they're happening.
So I don't know the story behind why their Instagram was banned. I don't think you can get banned if they didn't post anything racist, but there's just a lot of racist stuff in the comment section.
Yeah, maybe if it gets reported enough, something happens, but I don't know.
Yeah, it might just be like a couple-day ban that they got or whatever. But
it might pop right back up with all of the same followers. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, we've got some walk box to give away. We're going to break that down for you in a couple minutes. I remember the first walk box opening in Lloydminster, and like we'd go twice or three times a week.
So when it first opened, I worked at a tanning salon. That's how long ago it was. Keep in mind, 20-year anniversary.
Yeah.
One of my coworkers came in with Walkbox, and another coworker and I were like, "Can we try that? What is that?" And she let us take a couple bites, and we owed her money because we ate so much of it. Like we left her with like 4 noodles.
Yeah, hopefully she got the like sumo sized, right?
Yeah, no, it was so good.
So we are celebrating 20 years of Walkbox by hooking you up with a gift card, and then you get to hook your friend up with a gift card as well all week.
We're giving you 2.
So whoever wins, not only wins for them, they win for their best friend. They're known for some of their spicy dishes, too. Like they have a lot that aren't, but that Dan, I'm drooling right now thinking about it. So we want to see if you can get your friend spicy. Is what we're going to do this week on the show for this, to hook you up and them up with a gift card.
So what's the plan? We want to...
Shoot us a text right now, 780-784-7107, with your friend's name and phone number, a little about them maybe. And if it works, we're going to try to call you, then we'll prank phone call them with you on the phone.
And you just got to get them fired up.
If you get them fired up, if you get them even a little bit spicy... We're going to count it. It works. You both win.
Okay, I like it. So we're doing that all week.
Yeah. 780-784-7107. If you would like to participate, just let us know who your friend is that you'd like to mess with.
Can people text us today and they're who we call on Wednesday? Like, how is that?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
We're just looking for nominations, and then like tomorrow when we do this, we'll look for nominations again. The Walkbox 20th anniversary is Get Your Friend a Little Spicy. Shoot us a text if you'd like to participate.
In case you missed it this morning, this is Ryder and Lisa's 1K Wordplay Replay. Brought to you by Out of Bounds Restaurant.
We are joined by Texter 107, Alicia, who is ready to win $1,000.
Hi, Alicia. How are you on a Monday?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Was that yelling a little much for a Monday?
Is it too early?
No. I've been up all night, so it's fine.
What?
Right.
Why have you been up all night? Were you working night shift, or how does that work?
No, I was with a family member in a merge, so I just got home to go to sleep. So actually, this is perfect. So it just woke me up.
Here's how the game works. You're going to pick a teammate, either Lisa or myself, who will leave the room. We're then going to give you 5 words. Tell us the first word that comes to mind for each. We'll invite your teammate back in to play the same game. For every answer that matches, it's $25. Hit them all, and it's 1,000. Who are you rolling with?
Lisa.
Oh, bye-bye.
All right, and I'm going to start the timer after I give you the first word, okay?
Okay.
And the first word is train.
Whistle.
Google.
Map.
Best.
Buy.
Mop.
Bucket.
Toronto.
Ontario.
Good answers. Let's get Lisa back in here and give you some money.
Hi, friends. I'm back. Hit me with the first word. Let's go.
Mop.
Bucket.
Yeah!
Yes!
Yeah.
We're going to go with Toronto.
City.
Oh.
That's a bad answer?
Yeah. Ontario is what she went
Dang.
with. Google.
Search.
She went with maps.
Oh, that's a good answer, Alicia.
Train.
Station.
No, she went with a whistle.
Oh, no.
Best.
Oh my goodness.
Best.
Yeah.
Worst.
Oh, no.
What?
She went with buy.
You know, we all got to give Alicia a little break here. She's been up all night.
Well, listen, and even that $25 can go towards paying for the parking that you shouldn't have to pay for
At the
at
hospital.
emergency. Yes.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I had lots of fun.
Your next chance to play is tomorrow morning at 7:50 on Play 107. The Ryder and Lisa Podcast. Play 107.